Hello students, today's session starts with the concept pointers and arrays. In C language, there is a close relationship between pointers and arrays. Here, the relationship is an array name is very much like a pointer variable. This one important point, array name itself acts as a pointer variable. How it should be? For this one, now observe the general way. Whenever an array is declared, now compiler allocates memory locations for the array based on its base address. Here, first a specific address which is treated as starting address is stored, then it allocates the sufficient amount of storage space. Now the starting address is known as base address of the array. Starting address is known as base address of the array. So first base address is allocated and then the remaining memory is allocated for the array. Now when we observe this example, here int x of 5 equivalent to, now this array is initialized with some values. Here, now this one memory allocation for x. Now 5 locations. Now all locations shared a common name as x. For each and every location, there is an address. Assume the address starts at 1000. So this one 1000, 1002, 1004, 1006 and 1008. Here, the starting address of the array is 1000. Now this address is known as base address of the array. Okay, starting address of the array is known as base address of the array. Now here, when we use the terms like x or ampersand x of 0 or ampersand x, all refers to the base address 1000. You can test this one with the help of a program. When we print x or ampersand x of 0 or ampersand x, now all these statements points to the same address location 1000. Now observe, address pointing is possible only for a pointer variable, but x is an array. Hence, here the name of the array itself acts as a pointer variable. Name of the array itself acts as a pointer variable. Such a close relationship is available between the array and a pointer. Okay? Now, based on this close relationship, now an array subscript can be defined in terms of pointer arithmetic operations, which is known as indexing pointers. Now observe this format. First consider a single dimensional array. Let us example int x of 3. Here I equivalent to 0. Now in scanf statement, to read any value, we use the terms like ampersand x of 0, ampersand x of 1, ampersand x of 2. Now this format. Now this array representation, it is possible to represent in terms of pointer arithmetic operation. Here this one is replaced with x plus 0. Here ampersand x of 1 can be replaced with x plus 1. Ampersand x of 2 can be replaced with x plus 2. It provides the same functionality. Now finally, whenever ampersand of x of I arises, it can be replaced with x plus I. In the same format, while printing with the help of printf statement, x of 0, this one array format, can be replaced with asterisk of x plus 0. Since x plus 0 provides address, now the value at the address is located with the value, hence we add an asterisk symbol. Now x of 1 is replaced with asterisk of x plus 1. Now x of 2 equivalent to asterisk of x plus 2. Now the common term whenever x of I, now this format arises, now it can be replaced as asterisk of x plus I. So this one array subscript, now this one pointer arithmetic operation. In the same format, for a double dimensional array, ampersand x of ij is replaced with asterisk of x plus I plus j. X of ij is replaced with asterisk of x plus I plus j. So this one array subscript and this one pointer arithmetic representation. Okay. Now this program to read a single dimensional array and print it using pointers. Now you are familiar with the way of reading a single dimensional array. Now listen students, now observe this line. Enter how many numbers? Assume n numbers. Now we are reading n numbers of the array. Now this one scanner statement. Now %d double quoting comma. In general, in terms of an array subscript, here we placed ampersand x of I. Now it is replaced with pointer arithmetic operation as x plus I. Now while printing array elements, in general, here we obtain x of I format. Now it is replaced as asterisk of x plus I. The simple program. So this one, the way of reading a single dimensional array and printing with the help of pointers. Now the same program, here we are placing one external pointer variable as p. Now x is stored in p, that means name of the variable. It acts as a pointer. Now this address is stored in p. Now automatically there is a link from pointer variable to array. Now the array contents can also be accessed with the help of pointer variable. Now again the same program. So in place of x, it is replaced with p. So this one p plus I and this one asterisk of p plus I. Now both programs are valid. So this one pointers and arrays. The next concept, array of pointers. Array of pointers is used to define more than one variable. That means it is a more than one pointer variable that points to same type of variables. So it refers to collection of pointer variables. Array of pointers are used to define more than one pointer variable that can point to same data type variables. Now syntax, data type asterisk ptr variable, now within square bracket size. Here data type specifies type of the variables that can be pointed by pointer variable. ptr variable refers to name of the pointer variable that follows same rules as a valid identifier. Asterisk tells that ptr variable is a pointer variable and size represents maximum number of elements. Now this example, int asterisk ptr of 10. Here the memory is allocated in terms of a single row that consists 10 columns. And each column is treated as a location. And every location is capable to store some address. Now this program int I, comma, asterisk p of I. Now it refers to array of pointers. Here we define three ordinary variables x, y, z. Now these variables are initialized with ordinary values like x equivalent to 10, y equivalent to 20, z equivalent to 30. Now pointer locations are initialized with address of ordinary variables like p of 0 equivalent to ampersand x, p of 1 equivalent to ampersand y, p of 2 equivalent to ampersand z. Now we are printing the elements with the help of pointers. Now for I equivalent to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Now printf statement, this one asterisk of p of I. Okay. The simple program that shows array of pointers concept. Next concept, pointer and strings. Now what is meant by string? A string means it is a collection of characters. String must be terminated with the null character /0. Remember students, in C language, a character array itself treated as a string. Hence, name of the string, it refers to base address of the array. So based on this point, string it is also possible that is pointed by a pointer variable. That means string address is stored inside the pointer variable so that pointer can also be accessed string contents. See how it should be. Char str of 50 equivalent to, now this one string constant, since collection of characters are placed within double quotation marks, comma, now this one pointer variable asterisk p. Now p equivalent to, now name of the array str. Now when the statement arises, now the base address of str is stored in p. Automatically there is a link from p to str. Now the contents of str can also be accessed with the help of p. Now we are printing str result. First one with the help of str variable, now with the help of pointer variable. Both produces same output. Okay. So string contents can also be accessed with the help of pointer variable. Next concept is an important one, function with arrays. Now this concept deals with how an array is passed as an argument to a function. An array can also be passed as an argument to a function in two ways, like passing individual element of the array, and the second format, passing entire array as an argument. Now we consider, now what is the difference between these two things? First case one, passing individual element of the array. Now refer this one, whenever we pass an individual element of the array as an argument, it's just like an ordinary value. So when ordinary value is passed from the function call, an ordinary variable is enough to receive the value at the called function. Now if we made any changes inside the function, those changes are not recognized by outside function. The entire changes affects only on the formal argument. Now observe this example, void change of int. Here first we read one integer array. Now after reading, first we print the values of the array before passing to the function. Now before passing to function, array values are, now this one printing part. Now call the function change of, Now number of values are available, like x of 0 is one element, x of 1 is one element, x of 2 is one element, up to x of n minus 1 is available. Here we passed individual element of the array. Hence here we consider x of 3 element. Now when this function call arises, now control enters into function definition. Here only single value is passed from function call to function definition. Hence, for receiving one ordinary variable is enough. Now this value is stored in P. Now, inside the function, we made some changes. So whatever the changes are occurred, the entire changes affects only on P. Now after function implementation part, now again control return back to function call. Now we are printing array values. Here there is no change on x values, hence same values are printed. Okay, so this one the way of passing individual element of the array. Now second case, passing entire array as an argument. In this case, the total array is passed as an argument to the function. To implement this format, in function call, we must specify name of the array and size of the array. These two arguments must be passed from function call. Name of the array and size of the array. Now, when name of the array is passed, then the receiving argument at the call function must be a pointer variable. Since the name of the array itself acts as a pointer, hence the receiving argument must be a pointer variable. Now, if we made any changes inside the function, those changes must be effects on the original argument. Now observe this example. Here void sort of int array comma int. That means we are passing a single dimensional array. Now in main program, first read a single dimensional array. So after reading, before passing to function, first print array values. This one printing part. Now function call sort of name of the array is x, comma, number of elements are n. Then after passing to function, again we are printing x values. Now this one sorting logic. So here we are performing some modifications. Since the entire array is passed as an argument, the name of the array is passed. Now it is held by P. Now automatically there is a link from P to X. Here the entire changes are applied on P, but indirectly the entire changes affects on X. Hence, when we print after passing to function values, now the values are available in sorted order. Okay? So this one function with arrays. Okay? Thank you one and all.